That is right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the title. That is correct. Not clicking. And I'm going to explain myself why I think things are not clicking and my reasoning why I'm calling this episode not clicking, but that is all with due course. If you haven't already, if you're new around here, my name's Mark Talks Football, and basically what I do is I do a mixture of football manager content plus other sports as well. What we're going to be doing this week is Football Manager 24. We're coming to the end of Football Manager 24, leading into Football Manager 26. But in today's episode and Sunday, we do a little bit of a Raws roundtable, which is me talking about the thing that I love the most, which is Reading Football Club. And on Sundays, we do first half talking about Reading Football Club and also a thing that I like to do as well and talk about sports in general. We had the Red Roses winning the Women's Rugby World Cup recently. Congratulations to them. I will be talking about that. The women in the cricket are going over to India for the Women's Cricket World Cup. I will be watching that and describing that, and the Ryder Cup. We were absolutely dominant in the Ryder Cup until the final day where I decided to nearly have a heart attack. But we will be discussing that on Sunday as well, alongside the NFL predictions I've been doing as well. But we're going to start things off here tonight with the win that happened yesterday for you guys when I record this about 20 minutes ago. Reading beating West Ham United under 21s, going 1-0 down for Marshall. And then they got a red card, and then 3 goals in the second half from Borgins, Mark Mahoney, and an assist to Oakham Peters in the 97th minute. Were able to pick up the victory here for us as well, which is good thing for us now, because if you look, I'm trying to find the league table now for the League Cup. What's it called? Virtuoso Cup. What is it called? Oh no! Well, it's in there as well. So we will be just very good victory. Looked a little bit shaky in the first half, but able to come out on top is something that we've needed, and we needed to have very, very soon as well. Looking at the table here, right now, looking at the table, if Swindon do not beat MK Dons and MK Dons win against Swindon, we stay in the top 2 with the goal difference of +1. We're on 3 points now, tied with West Ham, who West Ham have the same goal. They have one better goal difference than what we do, but because they've scored more than us with that. So Swindon, when they play MK Dons, we're hoping for them to lose that. So we were able to do it. If we look at the lineups for today as well, we had Stevens, Abuefwa, Borgins, Strickland, Ryan in the goalkeeper defensive position. We had Spencer, Roshia, and Ben Elliott in the midfield, and Oakham Peters, Mark Mahoney, and Kelvin Shalaberman up front. If you look as well at the West Ham team, not many names apart from Thomas Suchek, the international, the main one for there. Now there's going to be a different style of play for West Ham under 21s because Nuno Espirito Santo has just come in and will be wanting a change to that as well, like all managers do. We're playing a 4-3-3, and they will be turning into what Nuno Espirito Santo will want moving forward from there. But a good victory there for us after an interesting game, shall we say, at the weekend when we faced a certain, where is it here? After losing to Wrexham, we played Stockport County on the weekend. I haven't seen it. I saw the highlights, but a lot of the people were saying that were there. That was a very shit first 45 minutes from us. Couldn't put it together. And if we looked at the table as well, them going 1-0 up for 22 minutes, and then Jack Marriott getting the goal in the 72nd minute to make his goal now 4 goals in 4 games for the Royals. If we look at the stats line as well, we had better possession. They had much more shots. We had nearly even on shots on target. They had way many more shots off target. We had 2 blocks compared to their 1. We had a passing completion of 80% compared to their 76%. Both of us had 3 clear-cut chances as well. They had 5 corners. We had 3. They had a better tackles percentage as well, 66.7% compared to our 33.3%. They had better aerial duels won in 58% of them. They won. We had better saves. They committed more fouls. We won more of the fouls. Same yellow cards, no red cards. It stopped the run. They now unbeaten in 3, we're now unbeaten in 2. After this, in the league position as well. In the league, we're now going to be going into this beating Leyton Orient after the loss to Barnsley, beating Leyton Orient, drawing to Stockport, going to the game we're going to be talking about in a few moments against Mansfield coming up this weekend. But if you look at the league table right now, we currently sit 19th in the league. 9 games have been played, 2 wins, 3 draws, 4 losses, 10 goals scored, 14 conceded on a -4 goal difference on 9 points as well. We are 1 point ahead of Wycombe Wanderers, who have changed their manager. We are 2 points ahead of Rotherham, 2 points ahead of Blackpool, 2 points ahead of Peterborough United, and we are 4 points ahead of Burton Albion as well. We're going to be going up against Mansfield this weekend, so let's have a little bit of a review and see some of the stats for them. If we can, please, Jeff. So the recent fixtures as well over the last... That is way back. So at the weekend, they beat Rotherham 2-1. They then lost to Port Vale the weekend before 2-1. And they drew with Stevenage 1-1. With the last weekend, Roberts and Dwyer getting the goal in the 90th minute for them. And if you look at the stats as well, they had much more percentage of the ball, much more shots on target, many more shots in total. They had the same amount of shots off target, passing completion was round about the same on that as well. And I want to talk about a certain tweet. I can't remember who made it. I do apologise. But someone made a very good point, and I want to point it out. And I think I felt this as well watching the Leyton Orient game. And it has been something that I have found recently that I want to talk about is we haven't had a solid full 90 minutes this season at all. We haven't looked like we were going to have a solid 90 minutes. We never looked like we were going to do well. We've had a good 45. Example where yesterday. A very, very good 45 minutes. But we haven't had it. Something's not clicking. Either the first 45 is good or the last 45. There seems to be, and we talked about this before, if we look at throughout the seasons as well, losing to Wimbledon when we did in the league, drawing to Bolton, Wycombe, talk about Wycombe, great opening 45 minutes, poor second half of the season. Port Vale winning 1-0, could have been worse for us if Port Vale understood how to shoot in that game. Barnsley, poor game for us in general. If you look at that, they had we had a spell of Jack Marriott getting the goal, and then they scored 2 goals in the second half, the 55th minute in there as well. Leyton Orient. If we look at the Leyton Orient, incredible start to the game. In the first half, we were really good start of the first half. Really enjoyed the pinpoint playing of possession and trying to go on the counter. Very, very Noel Hunt-esque type of situation that we were doing, but we never withstood it for 90 minutes. We haven't kept a clean sheet since the Port Vale game, which is more than that. And not only that, the last time we kept a clean sheet before that was, we're going all the way back to fucking hell. Port Vale's the only clean sheet we've had this season. Says it all, doesn't it? The only clean sheet we've had was the 30th of August. Really looking here. Yeah. The only clean sheet we've had so far this season has been Port Vale away. And that is something that needs to be addressed. We've also lost the defender as well in Williams, who is out, which is not helpful whatsoever for the way that we're playing and the way that we're going. Defending is going to be a problem for us. And I do feel like that, excuse me, that we're in a situation now where we cannot be losing players like we're losing at the moment. Just cannot be doing it. If you look at the match stats, 61% possession today. Head to head, I don't think you can really go by head to head on that as well. And I think the problem is, I'm trying to get some stats up for us. Trying to find the place where I can find the fucking stats. Sport. Football. All teams. Go down to League One, you prick. Thank you. Reading. So, very much. Normally we can see if I go onto here, there's a place for statistics. Oh, I don't really care. So this is not helping me whatsoever. Right, I'm going to pause this because I'm going to find... Right, I couldn't find the specific stat, but I'm currently looking down the top goal scorers, and Jack Marriott is currently third, 12th, joint 12th on top goal scorers in the league. That is the highest top goal scorer we've got this season. And if we go with assists as well, Lewis Wing is joint 10th because there's so many people on first. He goes first, 10th. And he's got 2 assists so far this season. There is something not right. And this is what I'm talking about, not clicking. This is what I'm talking about. The wingers are not clicking with the striker. The midfield position, when we did the Leyton Orient game, was so fucking open that there was no cohesiveness to that midfield. When I was talking with my daughter about it, I said, "What do you think?" She's just learning how to play football and where to do it. And she said, "We're too open. There seems that they're just walking through." That's the exact word she said. And I said, "Abso-fucking-lutely." Probably use those words because we were in the football stadium. But there seems to be this kid, he hasn't found the clickiness that he needs to push us up the table. If you look at things in a different light as well, we just sit out the relegation zone on 9 points. If we're looking at sixth, we're 9 points behind them in sixth place. So if we get things clicking, we can get things going. But it's turning those results into wins. I've said this before. We know tomorrow when this comes out, Rob Couhig is going to be doing an open session with fans in the stadium. I can't make that due to work. I've tried. Couldn't make that due to work. But I've said on this show before, he has Mansfield, MK Dons, Exeter. Really now, I'm going to say this. If he doesn't pick up results, so we've got Mansfield coming up this weekend. We then on the next Tuesday, we've got MK Dons at home in the Papa John's Trophy Cup. We're then away to Exeter. We're then away to Cardiff, and then we then have that game that we're meant to be having up against Northampton on Tuesday, the 21st of October, and then we have Doncaster on the 25th. If he doesn't pick up 3 victories, how many games? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If he doesn't pick up 3 wins from 6, I think there's going to be a lot more pressure than what there already is for him. And we're talking about going into the November period where we've got games on a Thursday night. We've got Saturday in November. We then go into the busiest period known to man. And do you want to have a manager where either the players are not transforming it into it, where you can turn your season around, and to flip it around with having a team and a manager not with it? So for me, I would say if he doesn't get 3 wins out of 6 from it, then we're going to have a massive discussion about what's going on. So the next time you see us will be the day after the Mansfield game, where we will be talking about that. But that's going to do it for us. Thank you guys ever so much for watching. We will be back tomorrow for more, but we're Love with Care. My name's been Mark. You guys have been amazing. And peace. I need to press the outro. Fuck it.